Thank you for watching the Shigama Live Show with your host, Shigama. A lot of people are under the wrong impression. They think I'm Republican or something ridiculous like that. I am actually libertarian. You are free to win. You are free to make your mistakes. You are free to fail. I think it's a great part of being an adult, and it's a great part of running a business. It creates the most efficient businesses in every sector. I'm not for crony capitalism. I don't believe the government should be interfering with business whatsoever. And that's a great segue into talking about charity. There's a lot of leftists, a lot of people who call themselves progressive, who think that the government should be in the business of charity, well, I'm here to tell you that is the exact opposite of where the government should be. The government maybe should do public works, and even then, that's a maybe. What are public works? Building highways and stuff like that. But even then, there were private roads all over the place back in the day. Because you own your property, you can put a road on your property. So let's specifically talk about charity. When the government gets into charity, it squeezes out all of the private interests involved in that charity. So a lot of leftists and progressives these days think that the government should be feeding people. Well, I'm here to tell you what actually happened is that people were feeding people, and the government got into feeding people and squeezed out all of the people feeding people. They even went so far as to start passing laws saying that it's illegal to feed people, so that they really squeezed people out. And then they said, well, there's a whole bunch of liability that comes along with feeding people. The ironic part is that the left and the progressive thinks, well, if the government won't feed people, the people will go hungry. No, people are going hungry now, today, 2016. I believe it's some staggering figure like 30,000 children die every day from malnourishment or just being plain hungry in the United States. Not Africa, not Asia, not war-torn Europe, Eastern Europe, the United States. Not South America or anywhere else. The United States. So there's your government feeding people. They're not very good at it, obviously. Obviously, it doesn't reach everyone. Versus the charities during the Great Depression, although the charities were the ones keeping Americans alive. And of course, it was crony capitalism that plunged everyone into the Great Depression. But we don't want to talk about that. We never actually do any sort of education on why the Great Depression happened, which also segues into this whole idea of a minimum wage and then taxes. Well, the Great Depression had to do more with taxes than it did a minimum wage. They raised the taxes, the highest it's ever been, I believe, in the United States. When? During the Great Depression. The rich paid less. And you got less. When you tax something, you get less of it, right? So you tax people, and so they closed down businesses. People lost jobs. You lose a job, you can't feed yourself, right? If you're of the peasant class. And then, to add insult to injury, the government started squeezing people out of the charity business, so that the charities that were feeding people were squeezed out of the market. Then they said, oh, no. We have this whole income tax thing. It's this brand new fantastic thing. What we're going to do is we're going to tax people, and we're going to use that money to start feeding people. And you got less people actually eating. So when you think that if the government didn't do something, I want you to just think again. First of all, think again back when there were soup kitchens on every corner and everybody got a meal. Now you can't have that. Only, I believe, the Catholic charities keep going at it because they have a mandate by their charter to feed the hungry, clothe the poor as a part of their charter. Other churches don't have such a charter. I don't know if the Mormons do or do not. I know that they do a lot of people for their people, but the Catholics do it for everybody. Yes, I'm Catholic, Roman Catholic. The Catholics do it for everybody. They don't ask you if you are Catholic or not. You can just come get food, come get whatever. And they'll help you out with any sort of job licenses. At least here they do, here in Las Vegas. What you get with government interference in any sector is a die down of the private actors in that sector, because the government doesn't like competition. They want to make good on their promises, so when they grow the government to create this stupid fund to supposedly feed people, they don't just feed people. They create an agency, then a big, huge bureaucracy, and then they have applications, and then they create another agency and bureaucracy to survey those applications. Oh, it's a great deal for the government. And you all are playing into their hands, which is really crazy. And this whole notion that, if there wasn't a government, we wouldn't have roads. A lie. If there wasn't a government, people would go hungry. A lie. People are going hungry with the government, so the alternative has to be better, right? People are actually dying of starvation in the United States with the government. So there has to be an alternative that is better. These are all facts that you can go research. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.